There is, to my mind, a question as to whether it's policy which drives the defence structure or the defence structure which drives policy. If I can explain that, he remarked that the world has changed sharply in the time since the last Strategic Defence Review, indeed within 2 or 3 years of it. And I would argue that that is very likely to happen again, particularly since, as I've already said, defence is quite a long-term business. We've learned, I think, that designing a set of policies that we want to implement and then building a defence structure to match them doesn't produce an affordable result. So an alternative approach is to decide upon a range of capabilities that we might want to maintain, and then from that deduce which commitments we can actually undertake, observing that many of them are discretionary commitments. So that's the first point that I will make. I think that's quite a fundamental question. The second point I want to make is that we can't do this in a complete vacuum. There are economic environments to be considered, as Peter's already said. There are social factors to be considered, and there are industrial factors to be considered. And we can't design a policy which we're either incapable of manning or incapable of manufacturing. And so these factors have to be brought into account as well.
Absolutely, I'd agree with that. I think we need to discriminate on the time factor. Certainly if we're talking about the equipment plan, what we decide, what the MOD decides in the next few months will take 10 or 20 years to bring into place if we're buying new stuff. The repercussions on defence industry, if we start cancelling stuff, again, will have long-term implications, and I'm sure that will all have to.
Well, the topic for the